Richard III feels so timely to me because I'm really interested in the idea of power. And to me, Richard III is all about that. Obviously, there's many kings in Shakespeare, but Richard III is so interesting to me because it's an exact kind of like meditation on power and how do you get power and who's in power. And even the fact that there's like Queen Elizabeth and Queen Margaret that are such big characters in Richard III too for me. I'm so interested in this like idea of like what it takes to get into power and what those traits are, and are those healthy and important and valuable. And I feel like Richard III is like a perfect meditation on all that kind of stuff. I feel really excited by the prospects of digital theater. I feel like it is time for theater to have a revolution, and I think that digital theater has a big hand in that revolution. I know so many people are so interested to go see live theater again, and I am too, absolutely. But I think there's something so exciting about digital theater that makes it accessible to so many more people, and also just gives us these brand new tools that we've never had before. So like in rehearsal the other day, we were like, okay, who could film themselves dripping wet in their clothes? And obviously you could do that on theater, but that takes so much more resources. And yeah, the possibilities feel like really endless with digital theater. So that feels really exciting to me. Changing a devised process to online has been really, really interesting to me because my practice is really body first. There's to be a sort of different kind of ensemble building that virtual theater requires. And then because of that, a different kind of creation, because we're not there to be able to be gathering information from our ensemble with like body information and live bodies. There's been a lot more writing involved in this process, a lot more research. I know sometimes we just be like, okay, wait, we can actually find that answer right now. Like, let's stop and like look right now on our computers. So I feel like that's been really valuable. And then it's sort of this constant digesting of information. So it's like, okay, so if this is the information that we found, this is what Richard gives us, this is the information we found online, how do we then as artists digest that information? And then what do we output? And to me, that's kind of been how devising has moved online, and is actually like a really exciting way to be more conscious of the information flow, as opposed to creating from a place where it's like just our work solely and not thinking about all the different things that kind of influence what that output looks like. And I think that's really obvious in a digital devised process. I feel like our product of Depths of Desire has been born out of reimagining what theater could possibly be. We've been really, really inspired by one specific monologue in Richard III about seeing things underneath the sea and who lives there and what's there and what ends up there. And that's been a really incredible jumping off point that has kind of made its way through all of our pieces. And part of that is really thinking about how amazing the imagery is in Richard III. So part of our piece is really about collaging all the sort of imagery together. And then there's a few extra special parts that are really thinking about what is form and how do we have an audience participate when they're not, when we can't see them. That's been another big thing. So we're excited to share that with everyone.